Welcome to the Flights of the Round Table podcast, broadcasting from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. And now, here are your hosts, Dan, Drew, Daniel, and Florian.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is episode 36 of the Flights of the Round Table podcast. And we're going to kick this bad boy off faster than me getting kicked out of the Nextdoor Raintree app when I used to live there. And let me tell you, boys, you guys know me. I'm fun. You know, I like to screw around with people.
We do know you.
So
yes.
so this Nextdoor app is like where people can converse and like voice their thoughts on things. Okay. So this woman had posted something about like picking up dog poop. And it's something online. She's like, well, please, everybody, like, make sure you're doing that. You know, it really helps the neighborhood. I commented. I said, please don't tell me what to do with my dog. And I got removed.
No. Does it have your name on there? Like, she knows you sent that to her.
Yes. Yeah. So I got removed. And then Karen went on there one time. This woman said, I'm having trouble with my cats. You know, they're not showing me any love. You know, I'm trying to scratch them and everything. And she comments, goes, well, you got to take them out to dinner first.
Oh.
Karen said that?
Yeah, so her and I both got kicked out of the Raintree Nextdoor app, and I'm not sure if anybody else has those, but you got to be careful because you got a bunch of sensitive people on there.
Well,
I'm sorry.
For my business, with like that's like one of the avenues. Like we got to put our business on, right? But also kind of want to use it to fuck with people.
Yeah, guys. Well, welcome into the podcast today, Dan. We're sorry that you're not allowed in your neighborhood anymore.
I hate it.
But you're always allowed in this podcast, okay? So we are the Flights of the Round Table. What we do here is we drink flights of beer. We talk about football. You know, we shoot this shit a little bit. And today is episode 36. And, guys, if you haven't already, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. You can find us at FOTRT Podcast here. Coming out of Charlotte. And, Dan, what do we got today?
We have some sad news. Once again, folks. You'll see there are only 3 flights at the table. Daniel is not with us yet again. We miss him, but rest assured, he'll be back next episode.
He will.
And let me tell you, you know what also is going to be back?
I can't wait.
Daniel's a doofus. We got preseason games starting, so it's only a short time around until we're going to be able to start getting you guys some football bets. And as we said last week, if you followed Daniel's bets, you would have made $10,000. That is $10,000 for yourself.
You know what they say? Practice what you preach. Like, why didn't we follow Daniel's bets? You know, all of us could have done that.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice little chunk of change we could have used for you know all sorts of stuff.
All right, so let's crank this thing up a notch, guys. So I found some news the other day, and you'll never believe this. Lil Wayne, Mr. Tunchi himself. is coming out with the 6th album, The Carter 6.
The Carter 6?
Carter 6.
Oh, man.
Big news, little news, or no news?
Oh, big news for nostalgia purposes. I mean,
really?
Yeah, it's great. Like,
okay.
I love the Carter albums. I love it. I think he did fall off a little bit, like in the 2010s at some point. Like, I remember the No Ceilings EP.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Top tier mixtape.
Dude, top tier, like, dude, his bars were ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
He was chefing up something really good, right?
He was. This is Wheezy F Baby, man.
But then he made like a really strong comeback with a couple of good songs in like, I don't know, 2018 or something like that. So like, I don't know, maybe he's been in the lab and he's been working on something really good, not just putting out whatever. And I'm hopeful. That's awesome.
Dan, are you gonna listen to this album?
I mean, I'll listen to it probably on the way to work or on the way to the gym or something, but the Carter 4 was good. It was good for me. I enjoyed that. There were a couple songs that were meh, but then Carter 5, and since then, it's just it just seems like it's
he fell off a little bit.
It's a bunch of recycled garbage per se. So I don't know. For me, it's no news. We're putting out another album. People are going to get hype about it. Then they're going to get on Twitter or other social medias and
complain
just bitch
about
it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I like to see, people's comments. Then I go in and kind of compare my thoughts on them. So little news for me.
Yeah. I mean, Mr. Go DJ, lollipop, Wheezy F. Yeah, but no, I mean, this one's hard to get behind just because he's kind of past his prime, but I did think it was interesting. You know, six studio albums is a lot for anybody. So
it definitely is. So let me ask you guys a question. He may be past his prime, but you still go see him in concert if you had the opportunity.
How much is the ticket?
That's a valid question.
$40?
No.
I would.
I was thinking like 25.
No.
Okay, well, really, okay, so maybe 25, but then you got to pay like the fees, the Ticketmaster
yeah.
charge, because everybody knows they charge out the ass. So,
I would pay $40.
You'd
I
pay
think the
40?
max I would pay for him is 80.
oh, I'm not paying.
Because I'm hopeful. Okay, so bold prediction. I think the Carter 6 for some reason is going to slap. I think it's going to be amazing. I really do. Now that you mention it,
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, because he hasn't dropped an album in a very long time. And to me, he's a top 5 rapper of all time. He's within the top 5. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be a really good album. And, he'll just I think he'll throw in his, some classics from back in the day. And, yeah, I would pay max $80 for Lil Wayne still.
Wow.
Still.
Max $80 for the Mr. Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Well, Florian, when's your birthday again?
October.
Okay, well, you're gonna get a nice Lil Wayne poster on your birthday. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
get. I'm gonna get him.
I don't think I like him that much. I don't want a poster of the man.
I'm gonna get.
I was gonna say if you get $80 ticket, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you one of those shirts from Hot Topic that have the Lil Wayne and the Carter 6 on there, just so you have it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Make it an extra small, so it's just ungodly small.
Hot Topic. I can honestly say I've never bought anything from Hot Topic.
I've bought way too many things from Hot Topic.
Wow.
Fake earrings,
Can
real
you
earrings.
attest to this?
Shirts.
Yeah, no, I remember. Well, we were both in the metal phase in high school. Thing is, I never bought a single thing from Hot Topic. I got all my skinny jeans and all my skater gear from PacSun and the Van shop at the mall. I never shopped at Hot Topic.
You were more of a Bath and Body Works type of guy.
I
Oh,
didn't.
dear.
Bath and Body Works.
dear.
What, you think I was getting candles to be metal? No.
Speaking of Lil Wayne dropping the Carter 6, everybody knows we got fantasy football drafts coming up here very soon. I think I have a draft set actually like the 30th, potentially the 29th too. And I think we saw last year the top 2 quarterbacks off the board were Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. Florian, I think you took Mahomes in the third round.
Yep.
And Drew, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the 5th for Lamar, maybe 4th. I don't know. But going off of that, you got to think that's going to be probably their general range. They're going to be the first 2 quarterbacks off the board.
Yep.
So I want to get your guys' opinion. Who do you think is going to be that next quarterback that's going to not put up the same type of numbers, but maybe a step below that? Not like a significant step, but like a small little baby step.
Like 2 stairs in a house.
I was thinking 1 stair.
1 stair? Yeah.
one
Dak
stair.
Prescott, 100%. Just kidding. I couldn't do that.
Damn.
Screw him.
I was like, whoa.
Easy. Josh Allen. Biggest arm in the game. Very prolific offense. A lot of good coaching. Decently easy division. I think he has a great chance to put up some incredible numbers this year.
I can't argue with that.
I've seen nothing but good things about him in camp. And did you guys see the video of them in those throwback Bills?
Ooh,
He had the
red
red
ones.
Bills
Yeah.
helmet on. It looked fire. So I love that. I had Josh Allen the 1 year. Should have kept him, and I let go of him.
Yeah.
Florian.
I'm going to say Justin Herbert. I think he's going to be
J.
wheeling
Herbert.
and dealing this year. I really do. There was never a problem with him in terms of being able to throw touchdowns and scoring. He didn't have a great offensive line. Okay, that kind of hurt him. I think that it's gotten a little bit better. He's gotten this is third year in the league.
Third year.
Trace.
Is a little more seasoned veteran now. Dude, he's bound to break out. I mean, he's shown us what he's capable of, and now I think this year he finally does it, and I think that'll translate perfect to fantasy.
Yeah.
I really do.
When you say wheeling and dealing, it reminds me of like some guy in the 1920s selling tires. I'm wheeling and dealing over here.
Oh, I'm thinking like a cowboy, like in a saloon, just out here fucking spinning his revolver with his finger, and I'm
Wheeling and dealing.
yeah, wheeling and dealing.
That's funny.
That's Herbert.
Funny story about Justin Herbert. The year he came in as a rookie, remember how he started because the Chargers medical doctor stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the lung or something.
Stabbed him in the lung, man. How are you going to in the game? He was on the sideline. He's punctured his lung.
Dude, Herbert
That
had
is
to pay him off.
crazy.
That was the biggest hit of all time.
That is so crazy, dude.
Honestly, I'm launching an investigation.
Yeah. At 30 for 30.
I think one of the times I was 0-3 in one of my leagues, his rookie year, and I picked him up off waivers. He carried me to the playoffs. carried me. So I always have
Wow.
a special place for Justin Herbert. For me,
Okay.
he's got a new offense, a new team, and his coach has gave Aaron Rodgers an MVP season. Bring me Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
On that team, with that line, you have the receivers. I know they lost Tim Patrick, but I'm sure they're going to figure out some form of alternative because I know he was a very underrated wide receiver.
He was. Yeah.
He's finally going to have great, he had DK and Tyler Lockett, but I think maybe I'm wrong. Would you say Judy and Sutton are better duo, or am I overstepping there?
It's close, and I won't really hit on that, but I think the number one thing is, like, you ask yourself why people are kind of slacking on Russell Wilson right now, and it's really because he just has a new scenery, and he was hurt last year.
He's more motivated.
Yeah.
I think he's juiced up. He's not like steroids, but like I think he's really like hyped up and ready for the season. I think he's looked so good in training camp and OTAs this offseason, and just like everything, like the energy and with him coming to Denver, I think it's like reviving his career a little bit. Not that it took like a real dip. Just this last season was his worst year probably. I don't know that for statistics wise, but I think it's like a consensus has got to be, it had to have been one of the worst years of his career.
Well, it was
if
worst
not the
team
worst.
year. He didn't have horrible numbers, but
he was scrambling for his life, and I think he knows he's in for an organization that's for real, and it's like chaos in Seattle.
You guys seen the videos, right? Broncos Nation.
Yes.
Let's
oh
ride.
my God, dude! Just
Let's
so
ride.
so cringeworthy, bro. And then I think I saw like Keenan Allen like was doing like a celebration, like he scored a touchdown and did that.
Yeah.
Just a quick one more thing about Russell Wilson. I'm not the biggest Colin Cowherd fan. Sometimes I think he's very, very long-winded, but he made a very, very good point. He compared Russell Wilson going to the Broncos as Matt Stafford going to the Rams and Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. They had the team. They had the coaches. They were a one piece away.
Yeah.
And that is my thought.
Here's my caveat to that. Who else have the Broncos come out and gotten? Each time they've stacked the roster in other ways, right? Like, with Brady getting AB, Gronk, then you have the Rams, getting Odell, Von Miller, right? So you're stacking with top-tier players here. It's like, who's that guy on the Denver Broncos,
They didn't get another guy, but
I thought they already had a great team in general, per
do.
se.
Cortland Sutton, I think, it has the capability to really step up. I really do.
Yeah.
And the tight end, what's his name?
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant.
I think it's
French.
Is it Fant or Fant?
I think.
I don't know. I'm a faint.
I mean, he's always gotten pretty high in fantasy drafts. Even though I don't think it was really warranted, but there's a reason why people always kind of believed in him. Maybe he steps up. Maybe it's just a guy that's on the roster already that rejuvenates their career because they finally have a guy that's going to get them or throw them the ball and make the right pass, right? I think that's what it is. I'm kind of hopeful. I don't know. Something about Denver feels really good. There's a reason why that's probably the best division in football.
Yeah.
There is a reason why.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
I think Denver is definitely a team to keep an eye out, a team that I think is going to make the playoffs. You guys, next week, though, when Daniel gets back, we're going to do our annual, you pick the 7 teams that you think are going to make the
Let's
playoffs
go.
from each side. But the kicker is you can only pick 4 that made it last year.
Guys, we have football season coming back up here, and I think everybody at this table will agree. We had a little preseason last week. We got preseason coming this week. One of the things that I've been keeping track of is a couple training camp quarterback battles. So in Atlanta, you had, what the heck's the kid's name? Ritter from Cincinnati and Mariota. You have, obviously, the Panthers with Baker and Sam Darnold, but I saw this week that Darnold's being shopped, so that's not really a battle we need to discuss because that tells you all you need to know. Steelers, you have Pickett and Trubisky, and then finally Tennessee, you have Tannehill and Malik Willis.
Malik Willis has been throwing bombs.
Would love to hear from you guys kind of the battle maybe you've been keeping an eye on, and out of that, who would you want to start? Drew, I want to throw it to you.
I think what's funny though is so as we were like getting this this room together, I was asking everybody for sports memorabilia, get the podcast studio going, and Daniel gives me a Sam Darnold jersey. It's like, hey, hang this up. Not a chance, okay? Not a chance. So to me, like you said, Dan, he has no chance of.
I remember we got all our jerseys from China, right? You got Daniel Darnold.
He asked. He asked. I was like, listen, buddy. I was like, I'm ordering jerseys. What do you want? Thinking, all right, maybe a McCaffrey or a Jeremy Chin or somebody from maybe that rookie class. And he goes, I want a Sam Darnold jersey.
Yeah.
I clarified. I said, really? He goes, yeah. I was like, okay. And now he's getting rid of it, and he's probably going to get traded. So,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Daniel, a fucking ace when it comes to bets and money. When it comes to personnel, that was a short-lived tenure for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
That boy is out of here.
It was an experiment, so I don't think that one's much of an eye to keep on.
Yeah.
But, Florian, who would you keep your eye
on? Okay, so I'm going to go... to be honest, of all the guys that you kind of spoke about and all those QB battles, I don't think any of those guys are going to be week one starters, but I do think some of them will come in at some point in the year because of the direction the team's season is going to go. And I think the most impressive one, just based off of kind of preseason hype, training camp hype and all that, I'm looking forward to seeing Malik Willis in Tennessee. The Tannehill thing, they've lost not a lot of pieces, but they've lost some pieces. I don't think they're as strong of a team in the AFC anymore.
For sure.
I'm not even certain that they're going to win their division. I'm not going to lie. As weak of a division as that is, I don't think so. And I don't think they're good enough to be a wild card team this year. So, you always say there's 4 teams from each conference that doesn't make the playoffs the following year.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's one of them. And so with that being said, the season's going to get ugly at some point, maybe halfway, and Malik Willis comes in, and I think he's going to show like he is the next guy for Tennessee. And I'm looking forward to it, honestly, because I think he has a lot of talent.
Yeah, I mean, with Tannehill, you know what you're getting. Malik Willis, there's some type of ceiling there,
Yeah, I think one of his reports coming out of the draft was he has the highest ceiling out of any of the quarterbacks in there. He just needed fine-tuning on his mechanics. Mm-hmm. So my guess is Tennessee is waiting for the opportunity to put him in and yank Tannehill. You can get out of that contract, that salary, and you have a quarterback on a third-round quarterback on a cheap deal. For me, it's the Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky battle. I've seen Kenny Pickett has progressively gotten better each week. His first week of training camp, he was at like a probably a 50% completion percentage, has since gone up to about a 72% is what I think I saw. I haven't seen great things about Mitch Trubisky, and me personally, I don't have a lot of hope in Mitch Trubisky. And if you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round, realistically, your fans are excited. Okay, cool, we got a quarterback of the future, and you're just gonna say we're gonna try Mitch Trubisky out there because he's gonna take us to the promised land.
Well, it's like a kind of a win-win. I mean, if you do put Trubisky out there and he doesn't perform right away, like you start 0-2, then it's an easy decision. But at least like you tried, type of thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think it's a good team he's gonna have. They have a great running back. They have their receiving core it's up there. I'm not quite sure where they rank, but he at least has a probably better receiving core than he had whenever he was with the Bears.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. I think those, the quarterback battles for me are stuff I've been keeping an eye on.
He's just got a better everything. He's got better direction. He's got better coaching. And I don't think I'm hopeful Trubisky was not the problem in Chicago. I'm not certain on that, but I think it's fair to say that Matt Nagy and the coach or the GM Pace, whatever his name was, they ran that franchise into the ground. I mean, it's pretty bad, right? Like
it is.
They're kind of like it's the Bears in San Francisco. They have the highest of highs, and then they have the lowest of lows, right? And they just like keep switching from like really good times to really shitty times.
I mean,
never middle of the pack, always up and down.
All right, now time for a podcast staple: overrated, underrated, properly rated.
Can't wait.
Okay, it's around Black Friday time. You're rolling around town trying to find a parking spot. You roll up to the Best Buy, and there is one right in the front. Overrated, underrated, properly rated. Finding a clutch parking spot.
So underrated.
Really?
It's like exhilarating. You're driving to the parking lot, driving. You have all those cars going around, all of them, and you're driving up and you see somebody. They have their little white lights, little reverse lights on. You put your signal on, you lean back, and you're like, I own this
Let's
place.
go.
For me, super underrated.
What happens though, Florian, when you're trying to turn right and they're trying to turn left into that parking spot?
And then somebody
There's a little bit
snakes
of-
your
yeah,
snakes your spot.
I mean, like the traffic rules dictate that the person turning right obviously gets it, but do you think I'm letting that happen? All likelihood not. And then you do take a gamble. You jack that spot, right? Even though they do have the right of way technically.
Yeah.
That they're going to say something or do something about it once you both walk into the grocery store, right? It's never happened to me. But I think I'd be pretty prepared to handle that situation. So I'm going to say underrated as well. Like Dan said, when those reverse lights turn on, it feels good. It doesn't matter the scenario. You could either be in a rush, right, where you have to get here.
Yeah.
You have to be in and out in like less than 10 minutes. Or you have all the time in the world. Everything's been taken care of. You have like 4 hours to kill. You couldn't be rushed if fucking an asteroid hit the fucking Earth, right? You couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When you see that parking spot open, that's a great feeling. It's underrated.
I think it's a definition of a simple pleasure.
It's a simple pleasure. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's a simple pleasure.
Simple pleasure.
Yeah.
So simple, so pleasurable. I'm gonna go properly rated.
Okay, well that's fucking.
I need to hear the
You've
rationale.
complicated that pleasure a little bit.
Well, it's a simple pleasure, but you think of like, what's the worst case scenario after you don't get that? Okay, you got to walk for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's a little overrated. I think
Yeah.
that it's not necessarily worth it.
But what's my thing about momentum, right?
Yeah.
Good or bad, it always carries on, right? So say you are in a rush. You don't get that spot. You have to park all the way in the back. Next thing you know, you walk into Harris Teeter, wet floor sign. You have to go all the way around the store. And then you finally get the item that you're trying to get real quick, right? You get in line. There's an old lady, and she's very frail, and she's undoing her own groceries, and she takes like 20 minutes to check out. All of that stacks up. I'm telling you, when you're in a rush, and you have to be in and out in 5 minutes, add 15 to 20 minutes onto that sucker. I
Wow.
don't care.
Yeah, at the end
It
of
does.
the day.
We all know it happens to all of us. I cannot, I'm looking to the camera. I can't scientifically explain it. I really fucking can. But we all know it happens to us. It happens to you. It happens to you.
Hey, Florian, even if you could scientifically explain it, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's criminally underrated.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I should be a lawyer.
You think so? Would you wear
I
a
don't
suit
know.
every day?
I'll let the audience decide. We'll do something. Did I win that argument? A closing argument of a case. Tell me.
Did he win it?
Fuck no.
All right. Our podcast. Overrated, underrated, probably rated. Just kidding. We're not doing that because we all know the answer.
Incredibly underrated.
Incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
But next one here that this happened to slip out of my head. All right, cherries with pits. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
That's such a-
Overrated. Cherries are one of the worst fruits. They don't taste good. They are not good in beer. Overrated.
Oh,
I don't
bullshit.
even want to talk about cherries. Like cherry soda, cherry anything. It's like a chore to even think about drinking that stuff or eating it.
Can you imagine
Overrated.
if like cherry flavored stuff came with a pit inside of it too? It's like, for good measure.
So,
Florian, what do you
the
think?
pit is the actual like seed kernel in it, or is it when it's removed and it's just a hole
No, I am saying like cherries with pits.
with the fucking seed in it?
Yes.
Because I don't know if it means like it's been pitted, like a pitted olive. It's like it's been taken out, or look, I'm stupid. Okay, so with pits, overrated, underrated, properly rated. I'm gonna say properly rated. I fucking love cherries. I wouldn't say that it's the best fruit I've ever had, but I mean, what the fuck? The last 2 weeks ago, right? And it was like a 2-week stretch. I think I bought cherries for both weeks in a row. That was my shit of the week. Like, I was eating cherries left and right. Hell, I was eating so many cherries, I broke the garbage disposal. I mean,
Florian shit of the week.
yeah, I remember Drew fucking. We were all inspecting the garbage disposal, waiting for the plumber to get here, and Drew goes, "What the fuck is in there? Is that chickpeas?" And I go,
Chickpeas.
I go, "No, it's cherries." Yeah, so that's my bad. But I love cherries; they're delicious. Cherry soda is great. Cherry flavored lollipop. Fucking cherry Starburst. Cherry's a great flavor.
Cherry Garcia.
Yeah, Cherry Garcia, very underrated ice cream.
Cherry blossoms. The list goes on.
Well, they're pretty, but then I run a pool business. Those things fucking suck when they go in the pool. So bullshit.
Okay.
But yeah, cherries are great. That's my. So I'm gonna say properly rated though. I wouldn't hype them up too much, even though I feel like I just did. But they are where they're supposed to be.
You gave them a good talking there. You know. Okay.
Give him a good talking to. Drew, let's hear it. What do you got?
Oh, seltzers, man. I mean, seltzers are like sweeping the nation in a way. Like, are those things overrated, underrated, properly rated?
Oh, I thought that was with the cherry thing. Like cherry was your favorite seltzer flavor.
Yeah, we didn't hear if you were
right.
overrated.
You didn't hear my overrated, underrated, properly rated for the cherries.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say properly rated. Like, a lot of times you got to know what you're signing up for, and you got to sign up to eat that little pit out of that thing and scoop it out of there. So, properly rated. Tastes good, but you got to do a little work. Okay.
Okay.
So that being said, for the last one today, overrated, underrated, properly rated, seltzers.
I actually think seltzers are starting to become overrated. They were great at first, but now every single fucking company, brewery, etc., are trying to do their own flavors of seltzer, different types of seltzer, and they're all starting to taste the same. You know, you had your standard, right off the bat, White Claws, where you're like, okay, like these are fine every so often. Then you had your Vizzies, you had whatever, Bud Light seltzers, and all of them now since then have just started, there's not anything that's different, like taste-wise about them. It's carbonated, I mean, quote-unquote, it's carbonated water with flavoring and alcohol, and that's really what I'm getting out of seltzers now. Overrated.
I'm going to say properly rated. We were actually just talking about this before we started the episode, right? We were talking about the hangovers, right? And like me and Dan, we chilled on Saturday. We had some Macallan scotch. We were feeling good. I didn't have a hangover in the slightest on Sunday. I felt fucking great.
But you had seltzers.
No, I didn't have seltzers.
Okay.
But we had scotch, we had IPAs, we had heavy duty shit. And I mean, I can't whistle, but fucked up. So, and I didn't have a hangover. And then what I was saying was that when I have seltzers, right, on a lake day or just like, I don't know, anything, right? If I slam back like a lot of seltzers, my hangover is going to be ridiculous. I feel like thirsty after. I don't know why. Like I feel really dehydrated after drinking seltzers. However, there is nothing more clutch than when you go on the boat on a lake day. And you want to keep it light, you want to keep it trim, right? Shirts off, you don't want to be super bloated, right? So there's pros and cons to seltzers, which I think they both even out. So I'm going to say properly rated. Okay. I think it's perfect for one way and terrible for another.
Yeah, I mean they don't taste the best, you know. They really don't.
No.
What is the best seltzers you've had? What do you guys reckon?
So for me, to this day, still the best one I've had is a Pineapple Truly.
Huh?
That's a perfect lake beer.
Yeah.
On the boat beer, on a cruise beer. It's perfect.
on a podcast beer.
Let's just do next time. Let's do a flight of seltzers.
Didn't we have a Mountain Dew Baja Blast seltzer? Where did we have that?
Aaron brought us those.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He brought us a little knapsack.
I feel like that might have been the best seltzer I've ever had because it was pretty true to flavor. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go properly rated for seltzers. I mean, they get the job done, but it's nothing that makes you want to go home and smack your mama. You know what I mean? It's just enough, okay?
Okay. So when you drink, that's your goal, right? Drive all the way to Tennessee and slap the shit out of your mom. Okay. Fair enough.
She's just waiting for me.
Yeah,
Alarm system.
I knew it was coming. It's Saturday night. Fuck it. Get it over with.
Slap me.
You know what I realized?
What?
So we talking, we want to have flights of potentially a seltzer. We have a flight right now We haven't even talked about what we're drinking.
Beautiful flight of beer.
Florian, you're going to lose your job again.
No, I'm getting it back this time.
So what are we drinking on? Because, we got some throwbacks and some staples here, and you're not really letting the people know.
No.
Okay, I'll let the people know.
Yeah, these are all beers we haven't had at the podcast.
And they're in no particular order because I don't know what the order is, and I've already drank 3.5 out of the 4. So
you're slacking. That other half, what the hell, man?
Oh, that other half.
Yeah.
That's for another episode. Fucking. Okay, we're gonna start off with a. Actually, no, we're doing this last. What am I talking about? Let's go right to left. We're reading a book backwards. We're going to start off with the Great Musa. It's a Hefeweizen ale,
Yes.
which I don't know if that's different from a Hefeweizen. Why is it a Hefeweizen ale? Anyway, it's from Middle James Brewery, which we've done an episode before. It was a very great episode. It was actually close to where we all used to live before we moved here to Rock Hill. This was kind of also my side beer. And so I've been chilling with this. It's very good. Hefeweizen, so definitely recommend that.
You know what I think of when I think of this beer? Like, this is Donkey Kong if he drank beer.
Yeah, and smoked a lot of weed. He looks very meditative.
From Mario Kart.
Yeah, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong,
Yeah.
they formed one into a beer.
Okay, next we have just a regular pale ale from Sugar Creek Brewing. Very subtle. I would just a solid beer.
Yeah, just gets the job done.
Yeah, an easy drink for sure. Shout out to Sugar Creek. We've been there before. Then we have a beer that we didn't have on the episode last week, but we're going to give a little shout out to Legion again. It is isn't it Belgian wit? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a Belgian
wheat
ale.
Belgian wheat ale. Exactly. If you guys like that style of beer, you're going to love this. It's very good. Yeah, I like it. And again, shout out to Legion. That was a great episode. And then last but not least, a little foreshadowing for next week. We're going to be at this brewery that does this Hopness Haze IPA. Shout out to Catawba Brewing, located in the Noda neighborhood of Charlotte. We're going to be there next week. Looking forward to that episode. It's going to be great. I can't wait for the beers that they're going to have for us there for sure.
Me neither.
Okay. And then they have their caption here, and I misread this. It says juicy, hazy, and tasty. And I thought it was juicy, nasty, and tasty. So I had a little correction there. Either one was good, honestly, because it's like not nasty in like a blah way. Nasty is in
Is
there
anything else besides beer that if you described it as juicy, hazy, and tasty, that it would be like a good thing?
A blunt.
Yeah,
I
guess.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, yeah.
I'll let the audience decide. We'll put a poll up on Instagram. But
Yeah.
what do you think sounds better with these three words? A blunt or a beer? Juicy, hasty, tasty. I bet you it's fucking 65% blunt.
Whoa, that's a high stakes
Hey,
game.
audience, don't let me down. All those on Instagram, vote for this poll that we're going to put up. I think it sounds great.
It really does.
Just want to reiterate what Florian said. We are going to be at Catawba Brewing next Tuesday, correct, Drew? Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and that is in the Noda area. So definitely come out. They have some great staples. They have their White Zombie, their Hopness Haze that we're having now, and I know they have a couple other staples in the Charlotte area. Also, too, want to give a shout out to the other breweries that we've had here that have not only had us in their breweries as well. Middle James, if you're ever in the Pineville area, I'm sure Mike would love to see you guys. And that also goes for Scott at Legion over on West Moorhead Street. And if you're in the Loso area, go check out Marcus at Sugar Creek. Great guys. Once again, thanks for, they've been on periodically throughout the week, so I want to give a little shout out to them.
Oh, for sure. We love those beers. So gotta keep them going.
So, Florian, you and I briefly started talking about this, and I kind of presented it to Drew, I think yesterday, potentially something we could discuss.
What's that?
You have your top 3 tight ends. I'm not going to go order here, but you have Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Darren Waller. I hope people can agree with that. Drew, are you in that camp?
I'm in that camp. Agree. Dude, I have built a fire. I got a TP going. I am in that camp.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go camping.
Let's go camping.
Some
weenies.
So what I want to do, you have many great tight ends. I think they are all tier 1. You have your tier 2. So let's say tight ends maybe 4 through 8. Who would you guys go in that order as to, who you think are 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th best tight ends in the league? Florian and I were trying to go back and forth on this, and we're trying to identify kind of a list. Now, I want to hear what you have to say because I know you have strong opinions towards a couple tight ends in the league.
Yeah. No, I think that's unquestionably the order at the first 3. I think a lot of people got on the Kittle train a little too early, and I was always Kelsey's still the best. Kelsey's still the best, and Kelsey is still the best. Kittle and then Waller. I think Waller still has a chance to overcome Kelsey and Kittle.
I don't even think Waller's hit his prime.
I don't either.
No, not
so
yet.
number 4, you asked me, I'm going to have to go with Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews really elevated Lamar Jackson's game, especially when it was an offense that lacked a top outside threat, right?
Yeah.
So Mark Andrews is a big guy who has great hands, sure hands.
They still do lack a top offensive target,
They
so
still-
Mark
yeah.
Andrews is still that guy.
3 years later, they still have not gotten Lamar Jackson help. Okay, so it's crazy. That's who I would go with at 4. I think 5, it gets a little more questionable, but I would definitely have to go with Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts was one of the
Ooh.
first rookie tight ends to get 1,000 yards. I saw some stat back in the fall, or not fall, but the winter, and he was the first tight end ever to catch 29 balls or more over 15 yards. I mean, and that was with an offense that was not good. Kyle Pitts, we all knew was going to be a superstar, and he's on track to be a superstar. Kyle Pitts at 5.
Okay. Do you have a 6, 7, and 8?
No, you guys want me to keep going?
I want to
here?
hear it because
Yeah. Okay, so 6, I think this guy kind of got overshadowed early in his career. I think that's going to be Dallas Goedert. I think Zach Ertz kind of shined away from him.
Yeah.
He took away his potential at the beginning. But Dallas Goedert is unique from every other tight end we just talked about, is that he plays inside a little more, right? He's more of an inline receiver. And he's very good over the top, and he's has very good hands. I would put him at 6.
okay.
And then 7, Hawkinson,
Yeah.
Detroit Lions.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So he's unique in the sense that he's had a slow start to his career, right? He has. But you got to remember
He has.
the weapons, he's had, and the coaching staff and the franchise and the surrounding, Detroit Lions. But each year he's gotten more receiving yards. He's gotten more receptions, and that's trended for 3 years. So 4th year, I don't expect anything different.
So is he your fantasy tight end number 1? Should he, say he gets to round 7, round 8, right? And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
in the market for a tight end. Are you going with Hawkinson?
Ooh, probably. I would not be afraid to pull the trigger on him. Not at all.
Is Zach Ertz still a top 10 tight end?
For me, no. I'd probably put Dallas Schultz in there.
See, that's what him and I were talking about. I wasn't. I think is it Dallas Schultz or Duncan Schultz? Duncan Schultz, maybe Dallas Schultz.
Yeah,
Schultz from
Schultz.
Dallas.
Is it
And-
Darwin Schultz?
No, they had a Blake Jarwin.
Okay. Darwin,
I think we're just grasping at straws here.
No, Dalton.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
What did I say? Dallas. I was thinking a little Dallas Clark, a little throwback
Yeah.
action.
Underrated. Criminally underrated. tight end.
Criminally underrated.
I think him and I, we had that very, very similar order to
Okay,
you.
okay.
I personally am Dallas Goedert 5, and that's me being a homer. But after Zach Ertz left, Dallas Goedert averaged a little under 100 yards per game because he was targeted over 9 times a game, unlike whenever he had Zach Ertz there. So I'm expecting a 1,000-yard season with at least 6 to 7 touchdowns this year for Dallas Goedert. But the rest of the order you had, no particular order for the top 3: Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller. I like Mark Andrews. I think he's, outside of Lamar, the second best player in their team. And then you have Goddard, Pitts, and Hawkinson. And then I actually put Zach Ertz 8. I still think Zach Ertz is one of the best route running tight ends in the league.
So we don't know if he's going to come back, but I mean, if Gronkowski gets back on the field, I put him right after Pitts at 6. But that's just me.
Big if.
Big if.
Yeah, that is a big if. Florian, you're sticking in the same kind of boat that I went with, right?
No, I don't know where you got Hawkinson from. I don't have him in there. So I have Andrews at 4, right? We have Andrews at 4. I'm going to say Dallas Goedert at 6. I think he's one of your best wide receivers. You have 2 great wideouts, sure, but Dallas Goedert, I think, is a top-class tight end. I really do. I think he's insane. You put him on any team. If you put Dallas Goedert on the Rams, I would Rams number one in the. I mean, they're already number one in the NFC, but for sure, because that offense isn't lacking a single thing at all. I think tight end is the weakest spot in the Rams offense at this point.
It could be. Yeah. I
He
think so.
is a great tight end. I love Dallas Goedert. So I have Andrews Goddard. So that's 4-5. I'm going to say I'm going to say Mike Gesicki, number 6. I don't know how we have left him out. I think overall he's very athletic. He is very athletic. He's fast. He's strong for a tight end. I think he's decent at blocking. I would say his blocking could use a little bit more help, but I don't think that's how they're going to use him in the offense. And I think if anyone's going to break out in the tight end position, it's going to be Mike Gesicki. I know the reps between Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to be very high, but Tua has always played with a very athletic tight end at Alabama for sure. So I could really see Mike Gesicki breaking out, and I think the Dolphins' offense is going to be a lot better. Sure, I'm biased on that, but I really think you're going to see a great season from him. Then I'm going to pick Kyle Pitts, of course, like you mentioned, the stat that you brought up.
Wow.
And Kyle Pitts is, he's just very athletic. We always said he was kind of a wide receiver playing tight end. He's just a really huge wide receiver. He's fast as shit. He's got burners for that position, and he's got great hands. So, Kyle Pitts, he's just got a little bit more to prove. He was a rookie last year. This is his second year. That offense with that quarterback isn't going to be – you can't expect too much, right? But I think he's going to be the lone star in that whole offense. And the last is Zach Ertz, just out of not just out of respect, because he does deserve respect for what he did in Philadelphia, and I still think he's got it. You have Kyler Murray at quarterback. Come on, and with all that drama on there, that offense is still going to be very lethal, especially in the weak NFC. So they might not win the division, but that's for sure a wild card team for me.
Yeah.
So Zach Ertz,
100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good list. I think tight ends are like an underrated position. Probably one of the least important positions, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Rams winning the Super Bowl. They didn't really have a good tight end.
That's true.
But,
yeah, it's not quite on the level of running back, but it's getting there.
It's getting
right
there.
because like one of the valuable things they do for teams is block, whether it's passing or running, especially running. Right, if you have a tight end that can clear a path for the running back, it's very valuable. But the way offenses are going nowadays, right, that's like their stock is diminishing. It's like the next thing after running back, I think.
I always feel so old when I hear that term. Nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see kind of where tight ends get drafted in multiple fantasy league drafts. Before we get on to our fun topic that we've been doing for the last couple weeks, quick fire, 10 words or less. What does Odell Beckham mean to the Bills if he goes there?
He means exactly what he meant to the Rams.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know how many words that is, but that's under 10, and that's a good one.
I think it was. It's probably like 9.5.
Yeah.
There was apostrophe on Rams. So
Can you come back to me? I'm trying to formulate it in 10 words or less.
it's okay. It's okay. What does he mean to you, Dan? What do you want? What do you think he would do if he was given that opportunity?
A serviceable wide receiver that will draw corners from Diggs.
Okay. So it makes them better.
Yeah,
Makes
100%.
them better.
I saw him and Von Miller were going back for teasing, about going to the Bills. So I thought I'd just throw a little quick fire in there.
For sure. No. If he goes to the Bills, that's clutch. I mean, I don't think the Rams need to sign him. I don't want them to sign him. As a Rams fan, they're fine at receiver. That's not going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is. All right. So next thing is what we've been doing for the last few.
I didn't go, but
I don't care.
You didn't go?
no.
Go where?
Yeah, you skipped me like jump rope. I mean, damn.
Oh, damn. So we'll rewind that. Dan, you're gonna edit that out. Anthony, you're gonna edit that out. What did?
The right piece for the right team. That's what I
Okay.
think it is. I think other than the Rams, right? He goes there. He could be the difference maker. Maybe not necessarily like with reps, but in terms of like taking pressure off of the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that.
That's fair.
But Drew, make that transition.
Oh, we're gonna make that transition like a transmission. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was cheesy,
I'm not
but
following.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah, we want to get back on the sauce bracket. We're making a 64-team bracket. We call it Sauce Madness. Okay?
I've been looking forward to this.
Sauce Madness. So we've got 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 13, 14, 15, and 16 seeds in the books. Okay. Today we're going to talk about our 3 and our 4 seeds.
Which I'm glad, because the 2 sauces I picked are definitely worthy of the 3 and 4 seed.
Okay.
They're maybe even higher.
Well, Florin, you talking a lot of game over
No,
here.
because I want to go
Spit.
last because should I go first? I'll go first. Okay. My 3 seed.
That never happens.
My 3 seed, because I think it's so fucking popular, especially here in the United States of America. Everyone loves it with their pasta. Alfredo sauce. Hell, you have a cat named after Alfredo.
You
I do.
son of a bitch.
I knew it. I knew I was going to steal someone's. I knew it. It's too good of a sauce not to steal.
It's creamy.
I
It's cheesy.
knew I was going to steal someone's sauce. Dude, Alfredo sauce is ridiculous. You fucking love it. I know you love it. It is so good. Yeah. So that's my number 3. My number 4, I think it's kind of slept on. I'm not sure if you guys have it as one of your sauces, but tzatziki sauce.
Ooh, okay.
You know that little Greek dressing that you get with the Euro?
Little dill, little cucumber.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the yogurt mixed in, little cucumber. Dude, so fucking good. I mean, it really is. Like, you're making any sort of like pita or any sort of wrap, that's a go-to. And I've never had it before, but I can imagine it's pretty good. Pizza with tzatziki sauce. If you're already dipping pizza with ranch, and we all know we do it. Pizza with tzatziki, I feel like has potential. Definitely has potential.
I agree.
Tushy, go ahead.
So I'm going to go for Daniel here. Like we said, Daniel is not here. Daniel is our 4th member of the Flights at the Roundtable podcast. And he wanted me to tell you guys that his next sauce was garlic aioli.
Very good.
Okay.
It's a good one.
I like
that.
a good aioli, and then you throw garlic on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good.
I think you can't really argue with that. And then for me, I'm a big spice guy.
Okay.
And sriracha. I love sriracha.
Okay.
The
Have
red
we not
sauce.
said sriracha
Nobody
already?
has said
No, I
sriracha.
said Texas Pete.
I know you did that, but
So that's
We
my
haven't said
3 seed.
sriracha.
I would say it might be a little highly ranked.
I like that.
But
Okay.
there's a lot of people that love sriracha. So Dan, what do you like?
3 seed for me, and maybe I'm wrong. Balsamic vinaigrette.
Oh.
You can put that on a lot of different things. You can put that on a salad. You can put that on a pizza. You can put that on a sandwich. You can put it on multiple different things that truly has that little zing and pep to it, is what I will say. So for me, number 3 is a balsamic vinaigrette because I think it can go on a lot of different types of foods.
Yeah. Italian subs.
you put balsamic on your pizza?
You can get a caprese salad pizza. You've never had that before. You get the nice little slices of mozzarella, a little tomato on there. You drizzle it.
I
on.
have had that. Okay. Yeah, I was trying.
Yeah. Who's a dumbass now?
Okay, fair. I stand corrected.
I feel like there's gonna be an upset there with that 3 seed and the 14 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know who it's gonna get matched up with, but
Get out of here. Not a chance.
I smell an upset coming.
I'll do 4. Caesar dressing. Yeah. You can put Caesar dressing on very similar. I think what I would do outside of like a salad, you get a little jar, you'll say, can I have my dressing on the side? If I was eating maybe like, not even fries, but like a sandwich or like a wrap, I think you have like a chicken salad wrap or a chicken Caesar wrap, and maybe there's not enough dressing. You get a little dipping in there, you get yourself a little extra, get yourself a little kick on there.
Yeah.
It truly changes the game.
Okay. I think that's an underrated one, but
Very underrated.
what would you put as your 4 seed, Florian?
I thought I said it. No?
Oh, 3 seed.
No.
You said Alfredo sauce.
Alfredo sauce. Oh, did I not say my second one?
No.
Fucking. Oh, shit.
This guy.
Oh, Christ. What was my 4 seeds? Alfredo.
First, you steal one of the best sauces, and then you can't even remember your 4th one.
Yeah, come back to me. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I'm jogging the memory here.
I got to do Daniel, so you got some time here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
I'll
Daniel,
look it up.
he wanted to do Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
So
Serviceable.
yeah, nice 4 seed there.
I
And
think
then-
that's a sauce that's going to get upset.
Yeah,
I'm
I think it could.
I'm calling the upset there.
It's got a very specific thing you need to eat with,
Oh.
you know.
I did say
And then for me, I can't believe anyone said this. I know Daniel said it's Norwegian honey mustard, but I'm gonna go classic American honey mustard. I think that is a very savory, sweet sauce with a lot of flavor, and I love honey mustard. I have always been a fan of honey mustard.
Are you
Give me the 4 seed.
pro for fries? Would you rather do honey mustard or ranch?
Ooh, honey mustard.
And chicken nuggets.
Honey mustard.
honey mustard for chicken nuggets, ranch for fries. That's crazy. What did you do there?
You're crazy.
Honey mustard is meant for proteins.
We did a
ranch is meant for
180.
carbs. it's just yeah. Oh God.
Wow, Florian.
Okay.
Sauce segregation.
Also, I did say my second one. I said tzatziki.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Did you really spit both those out there?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Well,
you
then what's
said
your other one besides that?
Alfredo.
Alfredo.
sauce.
Oh, okay.
Son of a bitch.
And tzatziki.
Well,
Okay.
So yeah.
so
I
next
made my
week,
case.
folks, Drew and I talked. We are going to figure out. We're gonna have a graphic up for what the sauces look like for the brackets that we, or the sauces we currently have. What that bracket is gonna look like. Because if you're listening, you're probably going, well, are they even keeping track of these? And we are.
Oh yeah.
If you go to our social medias, we try to cut our clips on a weekly basis so you guys can see what we decided on.
Yeah.
But gentlemen, it's been a long time since we've done this. Actually, I think it's been a couple weeks.
What's that?
I haven't done a good thing of the week in I feel like it's been a long time since we've had good thing of the week.
A good thing of the week.
So, Florian, can I throw it to you? You're looking at me like a chicken with my head cut off.
Am I?
A little bit. I kind of feel a little judged by you right now.
I might have some crazy eyes.
Judge him up.
I will say it's one. So there was a good thing, but I received the good thing while another good thing was happening, and that was we hung out on Saturday, and we cracked. You cracked a nice bottle of Macallan Lumina, if I'm not mistaken, $150 bottle of some great Scotch. You throw a little lime in there with some ice. I mean, that buzz was fucking wicked. We were smoking a cigar. It was crazy. I love that. And then you picked up for me a 4-pack of a triple IPA from Other Half. If you guys don't know Other Half, it's a brewery in New York. I'm not a big IPA guy. Talk about the least hoppy, yet somehow still hoppy IPA. Like I can't describe it. It's like you can taste the hoppiness, but it's not bitter when it goes down. I have no idea how they do it. It is just a great beer. It's in my top 10 I would say top 10 styles of beer of all time. They're IPAs. It doesn't matter. They have a triple, they have a double. I don't remember what we had when we went to New York that one time, but dude.
I don't either.
So that's my good thing of the week. I had a long
that's a
ass
great
day
thing.
yesterday, and I told Dan that I wasn't going to crack a beer unless I had a really long day at work, and I had a fucking doozy. That was the first thing I did when I got home. I cracked the fucking beer. I cracked it was a triple.
Sometimes, like, you want to talk about simple pleasures, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cracking a beer after a long day or finding a good parking spot.
Yeah.
Which one's better?
Cracking a beer.
Hey,
after
it
a long
depends
day.
on the day.
It depends on how long of a day.
Yeah, exactly.
No, for me, guys, a good thing of the week. You probably seen us on Instagram, making some moves there. And I gave some credit to our video guy, our 5th member of the podcast, Mr. Anthony. You guys will get a chance to meet him. He'll be on a show eventually, but he is our 5th member, newest member, and we're so excited to have him on. We're going to keep this thing going. So that is definitely the good thing of the week to me.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Shout out to Anthony. We got the video podcast out there Friday as well as a couple clips, and it just been nothing but great reception from everybody. So
There was one comment.
except people saying that we were virgins, but we'll address that at a different time. But yeah, shout out to Anthony. He's doing a great job. For me, I have two small things. One, I got to meet Karen's godchild. She actually got named the godmother of Cambria and Mario's baby, who was born a little premature, so I got to hold the baby on Saturday. Nice. Little 5-pound, small baby, and it was cool. It was nice to see.
Cool,
and
man.
I know that was something that kind of made Karen really, really happy. And then the other thing too, and I've been kind of harping on it for a week. We were at Legion last week. Everybody knew that, and everybody knew that. I had just a blast with everybody there, and I've
Yeah,
been kind
that
of
was a
thinking
fun
about
time.
that for the past week. It was a blast. The ambiance and everything. That was my good thing of the week.
Hell
That and everything with Karen and her godchild. So, but yeah, that's kind of my good thing of the week.
Cool.
But
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
some solid good things.
It's some great
I'm
things.
glad you guys had a good week. It's good to hear.
It's always a good week. But hey, before we get out of here, everybody, this is the Flights of the Round Table podcast. Coming out of Charlotte, we typically do episodes at breweries. We're gonna be on the home field every now and then. A little more relaxed,
oh yeah,
a little more intricate football talk. But we love doing it. I mean, this podcast is a blast, and the support has been outstanding. We're not going anywhere. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, FOTRT podcast. And all I got to say is can't wait for the next episode. Next week, Catawba, Luis Avenue, in the Noda area. I will see you guys there at 7 o'clock.
Ooh, Luis Avenue, 7 o'clock, Catawba Brewing. We'll see everyone there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been episode 36. 36 episodes of the Flights of the Round Table podcast. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, wonderful week, and we'll talk to you guys next week.